whiskey alert.
You're listening to Those Dram Yinzers with your hosts, John and Zach.
Hey everyone, I'm John.
And I'm still mad.
And welcome to the final reveal episode of Those Dram Yinzers, where we reveal days 21 through 25. Day 21, we said was a crisp apple, light fruit, right? I said it was crisp up front, a little pepper spice and some vanilla. I said it stays. I said it was a decent hug, a little bit of dry.
Yeah.
I said 110. I said bourbon.
Yeah.
And I had a feeling based on some taste testing that this might actually be Liberty Pole High Rye bourbon.
Now,
and I gave it a downtown.
I was very close to you. I said spicy, like vanilla, semi-sweet on the nose. And then I have here heaty on the taste.
Yeah.
With like a maple syrupy, like type feel. And then a dry, like that. This was the one that really dried out our mouths. It was like a steady hug. And I said it sticks around. I also said 110, and I said rye.
Okay.
And gave it a downtown.
Now, I gave it a downtown, and I said if it is this Liberty Pole one, I said the only reason I'm saying downtown is because it's sold out. So, yeah. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm so freaking amped.
I was fucking right.
Oh my god, he did it!
Liberty Pole High Rye Bourbon, 116.2 proof. I'm gonna have to really back that. 116.
116.2. Wow. I mean, you had the guess right on the dot. That's a pretty good proof guess by me. Which but hey.
Yeah. So I bought a bottle of this without even. No, I did taste it ahead of time. When I bought this bottle, I bought it and I actually did taste it ahead of time, and it is very, very good. But they are sold out, so your best bet is finding someone who has it.
Yeah. But this, I mean, to be clear, this was also the one that the hint was Liberty Pole.
Yeah, it was about because it was the Christmas with the Cranks. It was turning Liberty Pole into the outpost for Santa. There we go.
Hey, man,
I've never guessed one right. Can you put now?
We're too far away to high five, but let's pretend.
Now I do have it, so I kind of cheated and tried. But hey, whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so number 22.
22.
I said it was Pete. It was markers. Band-Aid. I think I said this was this the one where I was like, this is a typical, like...
You were like classic Islay.
Yeah. It did disappear. It was a little oily. It had a decent hug. I said 90. I gave it a Haas, because I do love Islays.
I said also markers. This is the one I have here on the nose. Rocky or Stony. And then Stockholm Syndrome, because I sniffed it maybe more than a handful of times and eventually I did get used to it. I was like, ooh, okay. And then on the taste, I said stormy, syrupy, definitely peaty. And then for finish, I just have great, and I underlined it like twice. And I didn't have no other
You end up really liking it at the end.
Because I also said 90-ish proof, and I also said Scotch because obviously. And then we did talk about, you were like, it could not be it probably is not a Japanese. And I said, well, maybe because... Maybe, but I also put a house. Very surprising to me.
And this was the one that was us. It had the backstory, right?
Yes,
it had me holding the bottle of Ardbeg 10. It was called Pete. Where's the bottle?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Right, but what was the Pete Smoke and...
Pete Smoke and Sharpies.
Sharpies, yeah. It was an Ardbeg 10. It was not that, but it was Lefroy 10.
Now what is that?
That's another Islay Scotch.
Oh, so you mentioned Lefroy, actually.
When we talked about...
a different one.
With the Kilted. The Kilted is finished in.
Wow.
Islay it's a single malt.
Oh, you can even...
Yeah.
Lefroy, I was imagining French, but it's definitely Scotch-Irish because it's Laphroaig.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Yeah. Quintessential Islay malt with flavors of peat smoke and salt. That's what's on there. Yeah.
Hey, it's a house for me. I mean, it's so good.
It was good. It was really good.
Crazy.
Okay, 23. Caramel oak. I said pepper had heat. It was a little sharp.
Yeah.
I felt it had a big hug. This is when I went back and brought the one that I thought was a Liberty Pole, even though I thought it was. I should have just said what the exact one was.
Yeah.
I brought that down to 110. I said this was 120. Said it was a rye. I give it a downtown.
Yeah. I said woody vanilla caramel, like kind of feels classic. Spicy on the taste, and then tastes like sharp cinnamon candies. I think we were talking about. This one was the one I said was straight warmth, like some sort of like Wizard's whiskey. 105 proof rye, and I left the option open for it to be some sort of select barrel or something fancy per se. And I also gave it a downtown because it's just a little bit too heavy. And you're saying that it is
Mayor Pingree.
Okay.
5-year straight bourbon whiskey. So it was a bourbon, and it was 122 proof.
Wow. All right.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find the actual site.
Here we go.
Oh, it's Michigan. Okay. So yeah, so this is Detroit. It's out of Michigan. It was a bourbon, which I had a feeling. I don't remember if this was the one I was like, or this is kind of young. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did like that one. It was just severe.
24. Fruit, salty, faint smoke. I said it was light. It was smoky. I gave it an 80 proof. Mm-hmm. I thought this was finished in a white wine. I agreed with you on that, right?
Yeah.
I definitely didn't think it was American. I gave it a downtown just because I didn't think it was overly great.
Mm-hmm. I also said fruity, cidery, definitely from the nose and the color. Faint smoky, light, airy, smoky and woody on the taste. Small, little to no hug, basically, and it was not sticky. And then for proof, I upped it to a 87, and I said it was a light Scotch and possibly finished in, like you said, a white wine or some sort of champagne barrel or something. Mm-hmm. And I also said downtown because it's just a little bit too complexer. Mm-hmm. Again, fancy.
So this is Teeling.
Let's hear it.
Black Pits, 92 proof.
Okay.
So it's a peated single malt.
Okay.
It's an Irish.
Okay.
Irish whiskey.
Honestly.
So wait, what type of wine is this?
Sauternes.
Yeah.
I don't know enough French.
That's a white wine.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to read this out, or you want to read it out?
No, I'm just looking at the site, and I'm so it's just going through the different casts that it did, and it was finished at one point, or was in a wine cask. So it's a white wine cask.
Can you explain this to me? It says 1/3 Sauterne. Excuse me if I'm saying that wrong. Sauterne wine cask and 2/3 bourbon.
So
cask?
it's what I don't feel like reading the whole thing, but basically what I'm seeing is that a third of the time that it was aging, and I use it quotes.
Yeah.
It was in the wine cask, and then the rest of the time it was in bourbon, or reverse.
Oh.
Because the aging, once you take it out of the first barrel, then the aging stops, right? Then it becomes a finish when it goes into a second barrel.
And I'm seeing there the use of those particular wine casks. Wait, scroll back down.
Sorry.
The use of those particular wine casks brings in deep fruit flavors.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, heck yeah. I feel good about that one. That makes me feel real smart. But it's an Irish whiskey, so it's not a Scotch.
Peated single malt Irish whiskey. So I didn't think it was a peated rye. I thought it was a mix of everything. Because it was kind of dark for that.
That's 25. We're on 24.
Never mind. I'm on 24. Yeah, this one was the super light.
For some called Black Pits, it was, surprisingly light. I have airy here. So wait. To be clear, you said it was an Irish whiskey, which means it was not a Scotch?
Correct. But it's peated.
Yeah, okay.
So it's a peated Irish whiskey.
So, for someone who doesn't know a lot about whiskey, I'd say that's pretty close for me. I don't know. And, that was the one that I did have downtown, but I forgot to write it down. But I had downtown, but just a happy, happily I would order that downtown. Downtown. Now we're on the last one.
You ready? So, last one we said was peat, was smoke. I thought it was a peated rye. I put all my chips on. This was a infinity of everything, just because it definitely had that. And this was a little darker, which kind of shocked me. But no, it wasn't either of those. So it was another Lefroy.
It's another Lefroy. I do not even know how to say this.
This has been around. This has been guys have been doing this one, but or been buying this one, but I don't even know how to pronounce what it is, but it's the Cairdeas. I don't want to butcher it, but it's I heard one of the guys say it, and it didn't sound like it looked. So
sure, Chair. If I could just
go ahead,
I'll butcher it for you.
Cairdeas
2021 Pedro Ximenez casks.
Yep, cask strength, and this was cask strength.
Wild.
117.8 proof. I had said 100. And I said this is a
I
downtime.
said 105.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. So what kind is it?
It's Islay single malt.
Single malt.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. All right.
From Scotland.
Oh, when I said it was rye Scotch finished, yeah, way off.
Yeah. Well, the darkness threw me off, right?
Your infinity bottle guess
Very wrong.
would have been really cool. Hey, cool enough for
Triple
them to
matured and
cool enough for them to try and do that next year.
This is triple matured in American oak ex bourbon barrels, followed by quarter casks, and finally in European oak hogshead containing PX sherry.
I mean, sherry. No, I didn't say sherry for that one.
Not for that one, no.
But I do like a sherry finished whiskey. I think is something that I've learned over the course of these. Good stuff. What does it say for tasting notes down there? Pine tar. I didn't get pine tar. I'm not sniffing a lot of pine tar in my day to day.
So
it's not sniffing enough pine tar in my day to day.
all right. Well, that was it. That was the final one. No more. And advent calendars all over. Again, I hope you all are having, depending on when you're listening to this, are having or had a great holiday, a great new year. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening. Matt, thanks for joining me again.
John, thanks for having me over and feeding me dinner.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. On that note, Matt, cheers to you, bud.
John, cheers to you.
And cheers
to
you.
Jens.